Hello, welcome to today's episode. As you can tell, I'm doing it live just since it's been a while since I do live, so I'm doing a switch up today. This is your host, Coolio, as always, bringing you the topic, ways to better living, and this is the last episode for the part of dealing with coping mechanism. This is the part 3, and it will be the last one to that, and then we'll move to another topic next time. So, as I mentioned on the last topic, that today I'll be giving you the other parts or other way you could, of what you could do to help you get rid of your worries, which lead to many diseases. But I mainly deal with the two aspects which is really common for you to get anyway your body to be affected with any other disease, that these are the ones that open the door for that. And worry is pretty much the key for the door that you use to open all the diseases. Just think about this as your disease are locked in a room, and the only key that can open that room for you to enter and get any disease in that room would be worry. So if you say you would not want to get sick or pick up any disease, then you do not want to use that key to open the door. So the reason why I mention this, so you understand it as much better, for you to understand that, mind you, it is your choice, because the way the world is these days, they look for you to worry so you could pick up all this disease. And so you have to understand this and be able to not give in to the pressure. And though I'm constantly mentioning that the one effective way, which no matter who you are, you will do anything, but the one thing you will not be able to avoid is whichever solution I give you, there's one strong foundation for you to be able to constantly do those things. And that's the foundation that the world do not want to talk about. They do not want to discuss. They want to put that in the closet and not deal with it at all. And that is the true God who gave you life and gave me life. But since I said I'm giving you the physical aspect of what to do, but at the same time you also have to remember that the spiritual aspect also has to do with it. The spiritual controls the physical, so the physical doesn't control the spiritual. So for the physical to work properly and be obedient, it has to be linked to the spiritual. So with that said, as I leave the topic of how all these doors will be opened by worry, and the best way to close it is to journal your thoughts or the things in your day, so you'll be able to pick up where you start worrying about something, because once you journal it, you always be able to pick it up and know, okay, I worry about this today, so tomorrow I want to make sure I do not worry about that. So this way I don't use that key. And by journaling, you always know where your thoughts are, and it helps you adjust your thoughts. So the moment that you already doing things, even subconsciously, once you know you have to journal it, you want to make sure you recall what you're doing in the day. So by doing that, you trigger that remembering that, all right, I'm starting to worry about this, so I got to stop. Just because you're journaling about it. And as I mentioned, one effective way to journal these days is by recording your voice, speaking about your day on your phone or your tablet, or even if you have a computer. They got so many ways now to do all of this. You could still record yourself, although some still, but mostly people carry cell phones, so that is the best way. And like I said, I will give you the other way, and the other way is the way that, as I mentioned earlier, that no one wants to go that way because they see it as, oh, it's churchy or it's religion, and religion is not what I speak, because even science is a religion. So the so-called what I would say is even your government is a religion. Because it's called government don't mean it's not. It's once there are more people gathering for a common cause, that's a religion. So and religion always pass rules and policies, as I deal with it before in another topic. So this is not a religious topic conversation about you being spiritual. Religion says follow what I place for you. Spirituality says follow the rule, the law that govern life. So that's a two separate conversation. Religion has rules, where spirituality has what? Law that govern. So by you not applying these laws, what will happen? You constantly will be in conflict with yourself, which will extend to others. And so since I'm giving you ways to be able to deal with yourself as an individual, you have to understand that you do need to be spiritually minded. What do I mean by spiritually minded? Do I ask you to go to church? No. Church don't have spirituality. You being spiritually minded is by you looking at things as to the way they appear, and also as to the way it's supposed to appear. So since this is like ways to cope, they're all connected. I gave an illustration about watching your favorite TV show, or when I was dealing with government, or a movie, and listen to, because the story they gave you thinking you're watching one storyline, or because it's a movie, it got picture to go with it. So therefore, it's two storyline. But it also carries another storyline that is hidden. That sometimes that one that is hidden, that's the one they intend for you to pick up more, in the sense of it's not being direct in your face, but it works. Why? Because it's not direct in your face and you do not hear it. So, and what's that? That's your forming of what you think of the movie. So, and most movies, before they came out, they make sure they give you a trailer and they tell you about how good the movie is. Whether it is good or not, they tell you. So they form that and place that already in you before you even see the movie. So you're watching the movie with the thought of it's a good movie. At the end of it, what you say, it's a good movie. Why? Because that is the first thing you hear about it. So that's the message. What you hear first is, though you did not see the storyline in that time, you don't form your own thought about what you see and hear. You go by what they tell you. So, and this is what the world does to cause you to worry. And avoiding this, you have to be looking at things. You said pen is meant for writing. Is that all pen is meant for? But that is what it is known for. Where you will say pen came to be so you could write. Is that all pen does? Some people use pen to what? To just have as people who collect things. And the reason why, though I'm just gonna give this as a brief. Personally, I collect pen. Though I use it to write, but I also like to see different type of pen, which instigates me to write even more with it because it's different. So, looking at it also gives you any form of sense of form of it looks good. Even when it's gone, the ink is gone, you want to keep the empty shell to say you own that. People who know to be collectors, if you want, that is the reason why. So, yes, though it got its own purpose, but yet still it got another one that people collect it for to show. So, what is the purpose of what you worry about? You gotta look into it in that sense. Remember, worry is your key. So, what making you worry that so bad that you opening that door when you already now know, okay, this is the key for any disease I'm gonna pick up in this room. It might be 1, it might be 10. Do I want to jeopardize my health with using this key? The answer you're always going to have is no. So, you look intently as to why you worry. And that a lot of people have difficulty in understanding that, which you will not get from anyone who gives counseling about why this is important. They will tell you not to worry, but do they tell you the reason why not to worry? Because if someone gives you the reason why not to worry and let you see that this is what will cause your downfall in a tremendous way, you have that in your head, and the moment it's in there, that you can think about it. Every time you start worrying, you're always going to think about it. And the very thing you tell yourself, I do not want to go down this path or this road. So what do? You avoid it. So I'm giving you so you understand it as to why not to worry. People always said don't do this, but they don't tell you why not to do it. If you know why not to do it, and when you do it, you will not blame anyone. Why? Because you know why it is not good to do that. So I give it to you now. So this will conclude the end of this episode, as I give you the 2 ways in stopping yourself is to look intently, and looking intently, that's in a spiritual way of looking at things, because you're not looking at the physical appearance of it, you're looking at what's behind it. So that's something you have to think about. I know majority not going to want to hear that, but that is the truth. And since I'm here to give you ways to deal with and cope with life situation so you live a better life, I have to give you every angle of it. I'm not going to cut corners. So, by that says, this is your host again, Coolio, saying, God bless, and hope that you all will be able to apply these things and better your life.